Bahini was all about and how it fought the campaign were the eyes and ears of the Indian Army, and in their own way managed to carry out a number of attacks on Pakistani forces within East Pakistan, thereby shaping the environment beautifully for the Indian Army when it moved in. May I now request Mukti Jodha, Lieutenant Colonel QuaziSajjad Ali, to please speak to this audience on the role of the Mukti Bahini in the liberation struggle.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, sir, to speak on the occasion. In fact, I would like to quote from Pakistan Army generals a little bit and their commanders, and then you'll understand why we went for the war. On the 26th of March at 6:30 in the morning, legendary Tikka Khan comes out of his command post. He's a little sleepy. He screams, "Dhaka has no people. Only few stray dogs are walking in the streets. Bobby has used everything in his hand." So who was Bobby? Brigade commander of 57 Brigade of Pakistan Army, which started conducting Operation Searchlight, the finest piece of genocide. And that was the starting. That evening, 26th of March, Yahya Khan gives a statement. "I will kill 3 million of them." This set the pace, 3 million. "And rest will eat from my palm," the beggars. And Niazi Khan, after he takes over the command on 7th of April from Tikka Khan, he holds an officers' conference and says, "Ye haramzada kaum ka main sabak sikaunga. I will teach the bastard nation a lesson. Uska naksha main badal dunga." Naksha, you can always change the facial complex by changing their blood. And that's what it did. And people ask me, why did the Allied forces win and why it was Pakistani defeated? And I always say, the generals commanding prostitution quarters lost to the people who fought in the battles. Let history say so, that I am right. I was a member of Pakistan's 14 Para Brigade in Sialkot. I was not keeping my eyes shut. I defected alone, crossing the terrible borders of Jammu and Kashmir, and walked and trailed days and came in to the civilization, and Indian forces helped me. Now, let it record, sir, it's not all strategy and tactics. You fight from your heart. I saw General Cardozo being blown apart because I was on the other side of Mirapara where he landed. Some Mukti Bahini came running, "Sir, Indian commander has been blown up." I ran. I saw him lying. So the man was not even screaming. Not because he's in front of me. With my heart and soul, I'm giving this statement. That was the morale of the Indian forces. And he talked about the attack on Adgram and Ghazipur. Let's not forget, it's the one soldier, Havildar Dil Bahadur Chetri, who cut the throat of 9 Pakistani soldiers alone with his kukri. And it is a fact, my batchmate who surrendered in Sylhet told me that, "Sir, that created a terror in our heart, that Gorkhas cannot be faced." When the Gorkhas landed with 485 soldiers, Pakistan had 2 brigades there. And we even didn't know about that. Let's come back to other facts of life. Bangladesh is a very grateful nation, sir. We have honored the friends of Bangladesh, in which many of the Indian soldiers and their commanders are honored. But that's not the end of it. I took up a proposal to Honorable Prime Minister, the daughter of the Sheikh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib. And I said, an historical injustice is being done because you have honored Mukti Bahini. But who are the Indian soldiers? They are Indian soldiers But when they fight for my country, they are also fighting for freedom. Anybody who fights for freedom is a Mukti Bahini. So, sir, do not say you are an Indian army only. You are a Mukti Bahini too. The perspective of Mukti Bahini, when I speak for you, from you, with you. That's very important. The atrocities of Pakistan army made them cowards. They made them bloodthirsty, not in the battlefield, but by killing innocent civilians. And what would be the attitude of a Mukti Bahini boy? Myself, escaping from Pakistan, fighting in number 4 sector in Assam area. My mother and 2 sisters are in the refugee camps. And my father, a Second World War veteran, a sergeant of British Army, fighting in number 11 sector along with my own brother. How should I not die? What's the point of living? So we had only one life to live, and we gave it for the country. That's very important. That has to be remembered. And the blood of the Indian soldier, always say, flowed, flowing, and will flow for eternity through Padma, Meghna, Jamuna, and Tista. There's no politics behind it. It's all blood and tears. Nobody wants to fight a war. Sir, when I'm writing the citations of the fallen Indian soldiers, and I do it at night because I'm in charge of that project, I cry. The soldiers are 17 years, 18 years, and 19 years. None of them had a family, these young boys. They have no children to carry forward their legacy, but we are there to carry forward their legacy. So if you think from tactical point of view and strategical point of view, there are many speeches you can have. But again then, 71 was a different war. And you think Pakistan army didn't plan for it? They planned for it long ago. They had troops on ground. They have everyday tactical maneuvers rehearsed. Then why did they fail? Because they didn't have the heart to fight. Niazi's command post, underground command post, have gone there and stayed hours there thinking how he planned the battle for defeat. After Wing Commander Neb, Veer Chakra, and later on Air Vice Marshal Vishnoi, Mahavir Chakra, they attacked the governor house in Dhaka. Niazi went there. He was shivering. He, Chief Secretary, and Governor Malik were sitting. And at that time, the leaflets were falling all around. Surrender, surrender. Niazi told Governor Malik, I will never surrender. I'll be in the front. The tanks will load over dead body, but I'll not surrender. Then Governor Malik, a political person, he touches Niazi's shoulders and says, General, someday you win, someday you are defeated, someday you surrender. Then Niazi started crying. That's his strength. And a tea boy was bringing coffee and biscuits for the guests. And he saw Niazi crying. Chief Secretary went and closed the door. That boy went out to the governor's house, started running towards Gulistan, the crowded area, and started screaming that Sab log ro raha hai. That is the generalship. Sir, I will give a small perspective of 3 battles of our 3 armies. Number 1, 3 famous armies. Japanese attack of Iwo Jima Island, 1944, in the month of December 28. Americans 10th Marine Division was doing the attack, conducting the attack. They fought for 19 days. Then they assaulted over because there was no firing anymore. What they found is 26,000 dead bodies of Japanese and 263 bodies. They are not dead, almost dead. They are bleeding to death. Not a one surrender. And in the Battle of Rajouri, 1962, 13th Kumaun Regiment was fighting under minus 30-degree temperature. 7 attacks they repulsed. Most of them were wounded in their bunkers. Nobody could withdraw. After 2 months, the search party went in. They counted everybody. Everybody had their rifles and everybody had bullet wounds in their body. Not one surrender. In the Battle of Abaipur, near Jhinadao, where the Garipur tank battle took place, it was happening in the month of September, on the 13th of September. 19 Mukti Jodhas were holding a position next to the canal. Pakistan attacked with a company. It was no way they can survive. Mukti Jodhas fought for the whole night. And in the morning, Pakistan army found there was no firing. They crossed the canal and went on the other side. They found 13 dead bodies of freedom fighters, all dead, with little bullets on their bodies. 6 Mukti Jodha lying over there, 13 and 6, 19 they counted. All of them wounded so severely, but nobody surrendered. They were told to surrender many times. And on the other side, what we find, 26,739 Pakistani soldiers with their commanders, with their generals, surrendering without a fight. Without a fight. General Jakov told me himself. I said, sir, what did you tell Niazi the last? I told him that my troops are all around in 4 fronts of Dhaka. Thousands of Indian soldiers are there. You have no air cover. And don't forget, more than 100,000 Muktis have entered into Dhaka city. And in every house of Dhaka, 2 Muktis are present with their rifles. You are going to fight street by street? Yes. In front, you'll be shot by the Indian army. At that, Muktis will kill you like birds. And Niazi had to understand that. So what do we come to that? Perspective of the Mukti Bahini. How did all happen? Number one, Pakistan has made it happen by their genocide. We had no fallback position. We had to fight. That's the reason there are so many Mukti Bahini boys waiting in the camps to be trained and coming to us and say, please request Indian Major Sir to take us in the camp. We go to the camp, no space. Too many Mukti Bahini boys waiting. And we really have no statistics how many died. That's the thing first. Number 2 is a fine training given by every Indian training officer in the camps. Sir, I was to be taken to some of these camps to talk to the Indian trainers, the methods of Pakistan Army, and what are the types of training, and how we should react to their training and their soldiers. We should have a lot of discussions. And I saw the training was really perfection. The officers should train the foot soldiers, officers should train our small air force, especially the naval commandos. That was fantastic. We forget about those people, the trainers. Number 3, the Mukti Bahini sector commanders and the sub-sector commanders give physical leadership. That's the reason most of our sub-sector commanders were either dead or were wounded. And same time the sector commanders. They tried to lead from the front. Number 4, on the 21st of November, Indian Army and Mukti Bahini became the allied force. Some of us had apprehension, and that was the perfect combination. Everywhere there were people and there were Mukti Bahini with the Indian Army. I give you small 3 examples and not take too much of your time. Number 1, sir. we cross our Meghna River. Fort Guard Regiment, Himmat Singh, Lieutenant Colonel Himmat Singh, standing on the river bank. No river crafts, no launch, no steamer, bridge is broken, helidrop operation not yet fully ready. He looks left. Hundreds of boats with Bangladeshi flag shouting Joy Bangla coming, holding Indian soldiers' hand, picking up their machine gun, put them onto the boat and take them to the other side. In the world history, that was the only assault river crossing with country boats. Number two, sir. Colonel K.S. Pannu told me this thing. He was landing in Pungli Bridge area near Tangai. And he found so many people welcoming them. He was scared to even jump out. And everybody coming with water and food. They didn't have to order for any food. Everything was ready for them. Why shouldn't their morale go high? And when he was going out with his patrol, the village elder said, "Sir, what can I do for you?" He said, keep some good lunch for us so that we can fill up our stomach for the next operation.
So may I just interject? May I request you to kindly wind up your presentation?
And the last operation, sir, last Brigadier San Singh Babaji, commanding FJ sector. A part of the sector was Mukti Bahini 11 sector also. He captured Maman Singh on the 9th of December. He has to move to Dhaka. His very limited vehicles. Pakistanis have destroyed all the trucks and buses. And he finds thousands of rickshaws lined up. In each rickshaw, 2 Indian soldiers got up. In world history, made advance to contact by rickshaws. And finally, San Singh Babaji advancing from Mirzapur to Dhaka. The roads were broken. Some Mukti Bahini came and told him, "Sir, there are mines maybe around here. How can he advance?" And the villagers, elders came up. No problem. 20 bullock carts were lined up. They will advance before Indian soldiers. And every bullock cart has 2 men. They didn't care if the mines are there. They kept on going. And San Singh Babaji, Mahabir Chakra, sitting on the first rickshaw with his 10 gun in his hand, left to him a Mukti boy of Dhaka University with a wireless set, his wireless operator. That was my elder brother. So it was a battle to every home. Let future say so that we fought together in 1971. Let future say so that we prospered together and live with friends. Today, on this auspicious day, let us remember every fallen Mukti Bahini, every tortured member of Bangladesh Armed Forces, every Indian citizen who died while helping the refugees in the border camp, 3 million martyrs, and 1,602 soldiers of the Indian Army gave their life for this country. Together we fought, together we won. Thank you, sir, very much.